Happy Sunday, March 15th, 2015. Yesterday was Pi Day, but today we're in Elgin, Illinois. At pretty much what is a crappy strip mall. This is true. But in its heyday, this was the spot of one of the largest watch manufacturing companies in the world, the Elgin Watch Company. There was a huge watchtower on this site and a huge building on this site. It's probably kind of hard to see the magnitude now with it not being here anymore, but we've got a little plaque to talk about it. I love watches, so anybody who loves watches I thought maybe might like this. We're at the Elgin Watch Company location. There's a few pieces of old history here. So in 1866 to 1966, this site was occupied by the Elgin Watch Company. This was the first watch factory built west of the Alleghenies and grew to become the world's largest. During its lifetime, over 60 million Elgin watches were manufactured here. The building was highlighted by a 144-foot tall clock tower containing dials with numerals 3 feet in length, longer than those of London's Big Ben. Located nearby was an observatory built for astronomical time determination before the advent of national standards. The observatory is now used as a planetarium by School District U46. And this little monument here was erected by the Elgin Heritage Commission and the Illinois State Historical Society in 1989. With a crappy tow sign right next to it. Well, here's the lot. It's quite big. If you're ever in Elgin, we're right across the street from the Grand Victoria Casino. And now we're going to take you over by the train station for the Elgin Watch Company and the observatory. Stay tuned. Here we are at stop 2 of the Elgin Watch Company. This is an old train station for the watch company. There's the strip mall again where we just were. In fact, just like typical factories back in the old days, people lived where they worked, so basically a lot of people lived in this area and worked in this area. We got a couple signs in the window. In 1865, the Elgin Watch Company began construction just west of here, where the shopping center stands on now. The success of the watch company led to the factory being enlarged several times. By 1910, the building had over 23 acres of floor space, and by 1927, they had 4,000 employees for Father Time. The factory complex included the National House and Gymnasium, a school for watchmakers and repairmen, which is once located where the casino parking garage stands now. The factory building was demolished in 1966. But see, here's a picture of the building and the big clock tower. And how it looked. It's enormous size. And there's the parking garage across the street. So that's where the school was. Take a little walk around. The National House and the Gymnasium was right across the street from the depot where we're at right now. The National House was constructed in 1866 to house the watch factory employees. Had a large dining room, tennis courts, recreational facilities. And in the 1930s, once the automobile came around, they didn't need to live there anymore. So people stopped living there. It's a cool old building. don't know if we could see it just a little bit, maybe. There's where the huge building stood. I think we can see much in here. Now we're off to the conservatory. And in the map, it looks like this is where the housing was. Knocked down and just apartment buildings now. And here's what it looked like. The depot in front with the building. There's the depot. And there's the huge building. The watch factory. This depot, it says, was created in 1883 for Chicago and Northwestern Railroad lines. And the depot was primarily for passengers that worked here. It was discontinued in the 30s, and the railroad tracks were removed in the 1990s. And the depot is being restored by the city of Elgin with donations from local citizens and organizations. The bee's taking us to the observatory. We'll be back.
This is our final stop on the Elgin Watch Tour. We're in front of the observatory, which was known as the Elgin National Watch Company Observatory, and it was built in 1910. The two-story observatory provided data on time that was scientifically accurate to the 10th of a second. It's also on the National Register of Historic Places, so we're going to walk up to the door right now.
And we're at the corner of Watch Street and Raymond, which is basically just about a block or so east of the Elgin Watch Company main building.
And the Elgin Watch Company was here from 1866 to 1966, so for 100 years.
And they do have open houses from time to time, so you can always come and check it out.
Today it's used as a planetarium for the Elgin Public School District.
And they have public sky shows, like I said. Open houses all the time. And don't forget, no guns allowed, folks. Illinois just got its conceal and carry law. And there's what brought us here to visit these fine places in Elgin today.